Okay. So can you see my screen, both of you? Okay. Tulsiram, can you see my screen?
Yes, Mangesh.
Okay, thank you. Rahul, actually, yesterday we discussed about what was the web services exactly. So before MuleSoft, so before these type of middlewares, so what type of problems will face if you're not using middleware? Then the Java web services, especially. Then before web services, what was the problem technically will face? The type of issues we'll discuss actually. We discussed yesterday. Then again, I will give high level overview. So then we'll start today this at least any point studio. So we'll most concentrate on coding itself. So theory is you can learn in online also. Anyway, I will cover it theory also, but most of the things are so. I will take the POC and I will explain based on that. So every day we have to work on the POCs. So I will forward the recording session. So we have to go through it again. So then so we will work on it. So come up with next day questions. So we'll discuss these questions. Then we'll go ahead accordingly. So one by one topic. So whatever I already shared the syllabus. I hope so. Both of you shared, I guess. So we'll see one by one topic accordingly. Okay. So actually here I'm giving high level overview once again. So web services concept. So here, so why MuleSoft people will use so compared to other ESBs also we discussed actually yesterday. So coming to web services, basically, so we have a two types of web services. One is SOAP, another one is REST. So before that, so what is meant by web services? Why they introduced this type of web services? So nowadays, all the projects or most of the projects are integration between the one project to another project or one module to another module. Okay, so before the web services, this type of integration is not possible actually. So integration is possible, but so homogeneous technologies only you can do it actually. Like so Java to Java we can integrate it actually, or else .NET to .NET we can integrate it. So only that particular technology integration only we can do it actually. How we'll do it, that one also. So based on the jar file actually. So once you will create the jar file or else Java archive. So in case of Java I'm talking about. So in case of other technology, so in case of .NET, so in case of .NET, so we'll give .exe file like that. Whatever the technology we are using, so that particular GIF file will create it. So then other guy, so this is a Java 1 application, so this is a Java 2 application, think like this. There is a different modules. Okay, so what happened, it was showing one guy was left. Both of you there, right?
Yes, we are there.
Yeah, I mean I got an alert like one guy is left. Okay, fine. So I have a two applications. One is I have a two modules in Java. So Java 1 and Java 2. So there is a module like any module. So that was working fine in the Java 1 application. So same implementation I want to do in Java 2 also. So but here I don't want to write again the code. So I want to use existing code. So what we need to do, so we have to create a jar file. Okay, just we'll bring the jar file. We have to keep it into the class path of second application. We have to keep it in a class path of second application. Then whatever the logic implemented, so that logic is available in the Java. So that way it is possible actually. So that way we can integrate before the web services. So here is the problem is what? So we can't integrate different types of technologies. We can integrate only same technology. So that is a problem actually. So coming to web services, whatever the application it is, either irrespective of technology, either it is a .NET, either it is a PHP, or else SAP, or else CRM application like Salesforce. We can integrate any type of system, any type of technology. You can integrate using web services. Actually, that is the beauty of web services. Is it clear? Earlier, how was people are working between the integration, like this way they are using actually. So they create the jar file, they will keep it into other application. So what was the problem here? Tomorrow this guy was implementing new changes in the Java 1 application module. So that time what happened, again they have to share that whatever the jar file, right? Again they have to create a new jar file. Then that jar file you have to keep it again into the Java 2 application. If the changes happen, the changes again we have to create to jar file. That jar file you have to share to the Java 2 application actually. But coming to here, in the web services. So this is a Java web services. So using Java web services, we can communicate any type of system actually, any type of technology. So here we have a two types of web services. One is SOAP web service, another one is a REST web service actually. So SOAP web service is it's a based on the WSDL actually. Anyway, we'll discuss the SOAP and REST again into the Mule actually. So Mule can expose the service, then consume the service. In SOAP we can expose it, you can consume it. In REST also we can expose it, we can consume it actually. Total four POCs I will explain actually. So here SOAP web service is, it's based on the WSDL file, web service description language. There is a dependency on the WSDL actually. So based on the WSDL, we can work on that SOAP actually. So but whereas in REST, it's not WSDL based actually. It's a URL based. So there is a WADL file also there, but people won't use it actually. So WADL is there, but people won't use it, but people will use only REST call actually. That is nothing but a URL based. Here problem is, so if you go for SOAP, okay, so whoever working on that, whoever expose it actually, here these are the terminologies will come actually. Publishing, consuming. Publishing means, so I'm going to publish one endpoint URL. So I implemented one service. So that service I deployed into the server. So I'm going to publish actually. So I will share that WSDL file to whoever want to consume my service. I will share that WSDL to them actually. So in this case, suppose I have an example. I have a two applications. The first one is Java portal. Second one is some CRM application like SFDC. Okay. So SFDC guy was exposed a service. Okay. So there is a opportunity creation. So opportunity creation. So this is the opportunity creation. So they will share the WSDL to this Java portal. Okay. So they will share to WSDL to Java portal. Okay. As a Java guy, what he needs to do? So he will generate the code based on the WSDL file. Sorry. So based on the WSDL file, he will generate a code. So then he will use it actually. These things happen. So in case of SOAP actually. So here problem is, so tomorrow this SFDC guy done make any changes. Okay. Then the time what happened again. So we need to share that WSDL to Java portal actually. You're getting that. So that is a SOAP. When you go for SOAP, so we'll work on based on the WSDL file actually. So now here SFDC guy is the publisher. He is publishing his WSDL. So he is publishing his service. So based on this WSDL. So he is the client. So mean Java portal guy is the client. He is consuming SFDC services. SFDC services. So what we call Java portal is a client. So next we can say it is a server or else he is a publisher. So here problem is, so any changes happened in the visitor every time. So this SFDC guy need to share to the latest changes. So to the Java portal. So Java portal guy, what he needs to do? So he is converting into the Java classes based on that visitor file. Okay. So then he will work accordingly. Actually. So up to here, any questions? Guys, any questions?
No questions, Venkat.
Okay. Next one is coming to the rest. Coming to the rest. So REST is purely so this is a URL based actually. So suppose this is a Java, so this is something else, something .NET or something else. So he will just share the URL actually. He implement the logic. He will just share the URL. So we'll take that URL. So we'll work on it. We'll directly hit on that action. In this case also, this is the target system. Means publisher. This is the client actually. Java is the client. In this case, what happened? Any changes happened in the .NET, so we don't need to bother about that actually. It's a URL based actually. So just we'll hit the same URL, right? If any changes happened in the URL, he will let us know actually. But as mostly URL changes won't happen. Only logic changes will happen. So that's why. So this URL, no need to bother about that actually. Any changes happened in the logic. So that is about REST call. So that's why people are preferring REST only most of the times. So when you go for SOAP, actually there is no frequent changes happen. Suppose changes happen in only after 6 months, after 1 year, like that. So then that time yearly once is fine actually. So that time whatever changes happen, this guy will share to the visitor. Then this guy will implement the logic, implement the code based on the visitor. So these things happen in the current web services, that is Java web services. So yes. So coming to your question, which is more secure? So both are secure only. Both are secure only. Why? Because we have a third-party systems are there for implementing the SSL authentication. Secure sign-on is there now, so we can implement both of them. So in case of SOAP, we can implement. In case of REST, we can implement actually. So how we'll communicate actually between the applications? Through protocols, right? There is a HTTP protocol, hypertext transfer protocol. We'll use it, right? Most of the web application will use that one. So here we can secure that HTTP protocol using SSL authentication, secure sign-on authentication. We can do it actually. So that time what happened? In HTTP, we can convert that HTTP to HTTPS based on the SSL action. Okay, so different types of authentications are there. So for both are secure only. We can do it. We can do both will secure way. So we have an option HTTPS. So we can do it. We can. If not that one also, we have a other layers also. We can top of that. Our service, we can implement secure layers like proxy layers, or else there is a third party system like ForgeRock for security purpose. So we'll use that a ForgeRock layer also. So we implement both of them in a secure manner. So is it clear your question? Okay, so that is about Java web services. So why they introduce this type of middlewares then? So already we have a web service, then why they introduce middlewares? Okay, so coming to middlewares. So in case of web services, We'll face some frequent problems like, so one is a network problem, that is with some bandwidth and all, so some network issues, server got down, this type of issues we'll face. So next one is learning curve also there in this actually. Learning curve means, so coming to network problem, you guys are clear, like network problem like bandwidth issues or else or something else. Suddenly server got down, so suppose here SFTC got down, what this guy will do? He can't do anything, right? So that type of issues will get. So next, learning curve means, suppose here, see this, he will share the visitor, right? He will share the visitor to guy, visitor to this guy. So that it is in the form of SOAP format actually. We have to learn the how was the SOAP format it is. So SOAP contains header and body actually. So you should know that what was the SOAP format it is. How will send the request to that guy. He should know about that SOAP format. How we'll write the how we prepare the message in the form of SOAP. So that learning curve is there actually. As a developer, I know only Java. I don't know about SOAP actually. But in this case, we should know that actually. So you should know what was the SOAP format it is, what is meant by header, what is meant by body. So that type of things you should learn. Is it clear? So that is a learning curve. Okay, so third problem is dependency. Dependency means, so here, so this guy, SFDC guy should know who is consuming his services. So then Java guy should know, so who is going to consume services actually. Means, so server and client should know each other. So the type of dependency also that server and client so should know each other. Suppose here he is exposing a service, but there are multiple clients are there. So each and every client should know who is the server, who is the exposer, who is the producer. So similarly, for SFDC guy should know who are all the consuming his services actually. So that type of dependency also there. So these are the frequent problems we'll face it. First one is network issues. Next one is there is a learning curve. As a Java guy, I don't know about the SOAP format, but we should learn that. We should know so how we'll send the message from Java to that SFDC. Next one is dependency. Server and client should know each other every time. Otherwise, we can't able to communicate. So based on that, we are trying to avoid so these type of scenarios. So they introduce this type of middlewares. So first one is so ESB. What is meant by ESB? So enterprise service bus. So what is meant by enterprise service bus? So enterprise service means there is a source and there is a destination. Okay, so think like this. Example is we are traveling on buses, right? So what bus will do? So will step up from the source, then will step down from the destination, right? So like that, what that guy will do, it will carry some load. It will carry some load actually. Will step up some source, so then we'll travel somewhere else. Okay, so we'll step down somewhere else actually. It means we are moving from source to destination using our normal regular buses actually, PSRTC buses or something else travels, right? So like that here also there is a source and destination. So using this ESBs, enterprise service buses concept, okay, using that enterprise service concept, so we'll take the payload. In this case, we are talking about a payload. Payload means it's nothing but a data. So that data, so this ESBs, whatever the ESBs in market, we have so many ESBs are available. So the functionality of the ESB is it will take the data from the source, it will push to the destination. It will safely, it will give to the destination actually. So using these ESBs, that is possible actually. In the market, we have so many ESBs. So one of them is our MuleSoft. Next one is Fusion. Next one is PeopleSoft, I guess. No, PeopleSoft plus. Like this, we have a Microsoft is there, like Oracle Fusion is there. Like that we have so many. Then one more is talent MDM, that is also one more ESB. Like this in this market we have so many ESBs are there. So but why MuleSoft is more popular than other services? So there is a difference in our different reasons actually. So guys, you are clear what is meant by ESB? What is the functionality of ESB? So this is the interview question actually. ESB, Enterprise Service Bus. What was the functionality of the ESBs? Okay. It will take the data from a source and it will move to the, it will push to the destination. So meanwhile it will do some middleware operations also, like filtering, okay, and then enhancement, and then it will connect to some other target system in the middle. It will fetch it actually. Like scenario is, suppose I want to create an opportunity into the Salesforce, okay. So CRM application Salesforce. So before creating to the Salesforce, before creating to the opportunity into Salesforce, I want to calculate the opportunity amount. Okay. So every day the dollar amount got changed. So they will update into the database. So first what we need to do, if we want to create an opportunity amount, so first we have to hit the database in the middle itself. So we'll get the dollar amount from the database. So then we will take that dollar amount, then we'll create the Salesforce object, then we'll hit it actually. So that type of middleware operations, filtering, okay. So the next one is enhancement, next one is some calculations, so whatever. So the all the middleware kind of operation. So it's nothing but frequently we'll do it actually. So that's why we can call it as a donkey kind of works. Donkey kind of works means, so frequently happen, frequently we'll do like filterings, so then enhancements, then calculation part, next one is scopes, will route it dynamically. So that type of things. So that's why we can call it as a donkey kind of work. Other name of MuleSoft is, so initially they kept as a donkey. I mean, it's a meaning itself. The mule meaning itself, it's a meaning of I mean synonym of donkey actually. So generally in villages we'll use donkeys, right, for moving, for holding that clothes and all. So keep it on that, so then it will move to one place to another place, right. So that's why they kept the synonym of donkey only, that MuleSoft means mule is nothing but a donkey. So that donkey kind of work will do in the middleware. Okay, so that is the use of these ESBs. So coming to MuleSoft, so why this is more popular than other ESBs? So advantages of MuleSoft is, one is, so we have a two editions. One is community edition, another one is enterprise editions. We have a two editions. So somebody ping me. Okay, so here community edition and enterprise edition. So what was the difference between community edition and enterprise edition? So MuleSoft is a freeware first of all. So in this we have a two edition, community edition and enterprise edition. Community edition is everything is free actually. So but some of the connectors are not available in the community edition. So that connectors we have to buy it actually. That is using enterprise edition. In the enterprise edition, some of the connectors we have to buy it. Okay, if you go for enterprise edition, suppose your client is prefer enterprise edition, we have to buy it, okay, from the MuleSoft. So that time what will happen, we'll get the support from the MuleSoft also. Any issues happen in the connector, any server suddenly down or else anything's happened, so we'll get the support from the enterprise edition if you buy enterprise edition from the MuleSoft. But whereas in community edition they are not responsible actually. Anything, any connector have any issues, then you should take care, you have to resolve it actually. So they won't take care anything. Okay, so that is the difference between community edition and enterprise edition. So coming to community edition, so whatever the enterprise edition subscribe connectors are there, we can implement in the community edition. So by using So whatever the technology you know, so suppose I'm a Java guy, so I know the Java technology, so I want to implement one connector, I can able to implement. So using devkit, there is a concept called devkit in the MuleSoft. So using that, I can able to implement that new connector, custom connector we can say. So that type of connectors also we can implement in the communication or else enterprise edition. If that existing connector is not suitable for my requirement, my customization, client want to do more customization, but existing connector is not support. Okay, so that time what we'll do, we can able to create our own custom connector. You guys are clear, right? So that is the first advantage first. So generally people will prefer so freewares, right? If it is a free, then so no need to buy it actually. So client will prefer freewares most of the times. So that is the one thing. Second thing is, so currently, it's kind of a trendy latest changes. According to latest changes, he was reacting. He introduced new type of connectors. So most he was different challenging connectors also he is implementing. So in the market, so many connectors are available in the MuleSoft. If you see, so this is a palette actually. So this is the Anypoint Studio. I will explain once again. Anypoint Studio is what. So if you see here, we'll get this type of palette here. So what we call this is a palette. In the palette, we have so many lots of bulk connectors we have available actually. So what we need to do as a MuleSoft guy, MuleSoft developer, we just drag and drop these connectors into the canvas. So then we just configure it actually. See this, we have a Twitter connector, we have a Facebook connector, we have a Hadoop connector. So we have a different types of databases, Cassandra, Hadoop, HBase. So whatever the latest technology is coming into the market, so he implemented and he is providing that connector. So that's why so people have preferred so this type of MuleSoft middleware. Okay, coming to other, so these two are advantage. One is so lots of connectors are available for connecting any type of technology. So second one is it's a freeware. It's a freeware. If you want to implement your own custom connector, we can able to implement it actually. So that's why MuleSoft is pretty good to other ESBs. Okay. So these are the things. Until now, we have any questions we'll discuss. Guys, okay, good. So then, can you tell me why you are preferring, why you are learning this MuleSoft? So you guys have got any project on the MuleSoft, or else why you are preferring? Can you answer anyone? So why you want to learn MuleSoft? You guys got any project on that? So guys, can you answer it actually, because it's a one-to-one kind of session actually. Always talk to each other. We can raise your concerns, we can raise your voice. So yes, I got chance to work on new project on my company. Okay, Tulsiram told, so you got a project on that. Okay, good. So then what about you, Rahul? So you also got the project, or else why you want to learn this MuleSoft? Yes, so you already paying. You know now MuleSoft is boom in the market. Okay. Yes, current we're not sure after 2 years, but currently MuleSoft have full boom outside. So most of the requirements, most of the clients prefer MuleSoft. Why? Because we can achieve anything. So because that too, one more thing is whatever the components in this, if you see whatever the components in the uh, in this MuleSoft, so whole are implemented based on the Java itself actually. So that's why whoever familiar with Java, so they will easily grasping this MuleSoft technology. Okay, we should know a little bit Java also, because so here always we are playing with the data. Okay, so we'll get the generally how the requirements there in this MuleSoft. Okay, so suppose here there is a CRM application in Salesforce, or else there is a Hadoop system. Okay, Hadoop system. Well, generally Hadoop, how we'll use it? We'll dump the, it's a NoSQL database, right? Generally, so databases are two types: SQL database, the not NoSQL database. SQL database means it's a structured format. There is a table, there is a column, there is a row. That kind of, there is a proper structure is there. If it is a SQL database, if it is a NoSQL database, there is no proper structure. We just dump the data into the Hadoop. We just dump the data into the HBase. Okay, so here requirement is, so we have to communicate between the Hadoop to some Java, or else Hadoop to some GUI portal. That type of requirements will get it actually. Suppose we have to connect to the Hadoop. Okay, we have to pull the records. So scenario is like this. So we have to implement one service. We have to implement one service. Okay. So that service should support multiple devices like mobile, and then desktop, and then laptop, and then tablet. So anywhere else, same service. Okay, same REST call. So they will call us. We have to hit to the Hadoop system. Then we have to pull the records. So then you have to give it back. That type of scenarios actually. Here is what was the challenge it is. So same service should support multiple devices. So challenging is, in the desktop we can show 100 records at a time, but in the mobile we can't show multiple records in the mobile actually. We can show only 5-10 records we can show in the mobile.
Hi, Venkat.
Who's this? Rahul?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, yeah, can you tell
You
me,
know, I,
do you have any questions?
yes, yes. You know, I have a problem with my laptop, so I can't speak. So this
No.
I want.
Yeah, yeah, tell me. So if you can't able to speak, you can ping me. You can ping your question.
Yep, yep.
We'll discuss. Then tell me, you have any questions?
I know actually, we are expecting a project in my company actually. So we
Okay.
don't know when we will get.
Okay.
So actually I attended some years of training in that actually.
Mm.
So I cannot figure out how much I can access actually. So by going through I can get some more knowledge on it on
Yes.
the coding part
Mm.
actually.
Okay. Generally here we should learn. So we have so many components are there in the MuleSoft. We should learn which, when you will use which component. Suppose there is a
Okay.
requirement came. There is a requirement came. My scenario is like that's what we are discussing, one scenario just now. We have to expose one endpoint URL. Okay, so that endpoint URL should support multiple devices, either it's a mobile, or else it's a desktop, or else a laptop. Okay, uh, whatever the device it is, our endpoint URL should support. Okay, so our requirement is, we are fetching the data from the Hadoop system. Okay, so in the here challenging thing is, in the GUI, in laptop you can show some 50 records. In the desktop you can show 100 records. In the mobile you can show only 5 records at a time. So that type of challenge actually, that type of challenging things we will face it here. So how we implement this type of scenarios? We have to filter the data in the middleware. Did you get it? So based on the device type, we'll get the device type from the user. Okay. So based on the device type, we'll filter the data in the middleware. We'll send back that. So if it is based on the device type, we'll get the device type ID. Suppose if the device is laptop, we'll filter the data. So how many records we can show, that many records we can send to the laptop. If it is a mobile, accordingly we can send only 5 records to the mobile. So the type of filter, the type of challenging we can do in the middleware.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Actually, this is something actually. So how we get the data? I mean, in the form of XML file or flat files, or
what type,
the response.
whatever it is, it's based on the your database actually, based on your database, which type of data. Generally, databases will give buffer input stream kind of data. Okay, so we'll convert it using, we have a components in the MuleSoft. We can convert into normal format, either JSON or else XML or else flat, whatever you want, whatever the target system expecting, right? Accordingly, we have to react it. We are just middleware guy. We'll take the input from the other people. We'll take the input from the GUI portal. So that guy, we are not sure what type of data he is giving. Suppose he is giving some JSON format, then fine. If he is giving some other format, we have to convert it. We have to, if it is JSON is I mean, less work you can do if it is a JSON. If it is some other format, then we have to convert into JSON. We have to convert into map if you have to get the data from that particular JSON file. So then we'll do operations on that. Then we'll create a expected that target system expected object. We have to create it. We have to send it. Any type of data we can modify it actually. Either it's a XML, either it's a JSON, or else either it's a other flat files. Okay, can convert it in the middleware. So suppose
So
we
actually,
have, yeah,
what is the
tell me.
server we are using? Actually, what is server?
Server
Standalone server
actually,
we are using.
yeah, actually here two things are there. Here, if you use this Anypoint Studio, it's like a Eclipse only. So generally in Eclipse, if you are aware Tomcat, right? If you are aware web applications in Java, so what we need to do, we have to add that plugin to the this IDE, right? Eclipse. We have to add a plugin,
Correct, correct.
right? But here inbuilt plugin came, so that is nothing but a Jetty server will come internally, JETTY Jetty server. Okay, so no need to add any plugins by default came. So just what we need to do, just we have to directly deploy the application. Sorry. When you run as a Mule application, automatically what happen? It will deploy into the Jetty server. Okay, now. So that is one way while developing, we'll do that way. So coming to your question, there is a standalone server is there here. Okay, so we need to install that one, or else we'll get the zip content. We have to unzip it. We have to place into somewhere else. Then we have to start the server. That is nothing but a MMC. Mule Management Console is there. That is a standalone server. In our sessions, I will explain you that one also how we'll do it. Okay, we'll deploy that application into the Mule Management Console. We have to start the server. We have to work accordingly. That is one way.
Okay.
Other way is, sorry, there is a there is another way. There is any point manager is there. Okay, so you can also check in Google. Actually, there is any point manager, so we can deploy there also. They will provide the provision. So MuleSoft people will provide the provision. We can deploy there also. We can register there. Okay, so we can deploy there also. That is our way. So one more way is we'll get the cloud environment, we'll deploy there also. So based on our client, so on premises we can implement it, on premises we can deploy it. Okay, on premises means, so generally in case of Java applications, what we'll do, we'll develop a cluster environment, right? So you people are aware load balancing thing, right? So we'll implement the load balancing thing. So inside a server, we'll keep it multiple tomcats, multiple instances. So based on the load balance, which tomcat is ideal situation, our request will go to the that particular tomcat. You are aware that load balancing thing, right? Same way here also. So that MMC servers, right? That MMC servers, we can implement multiple, we can deploy, we can install multiple instances in the one particular server. On top of that, we'll implement HTTPD. So that is nothing but a load balancing thing. Whenever the request will come to the server, so then it will, according to load balancing concept, it will route to whatever the ideal situation, that instant, so that will go to the that particular instance. Same way that is on premises. If you want to do in cloud environment, that is already they will do setup and all, so we have to deploy there also. Anyway, is fine. That is based on your client actually. So how this the people will prefer, accordingly we have to implement it. Accordingly we have to deploy it once you done your application. So is that clear your questions? So do you have any other questions?
No, we'll go on actually. So after getting any, building of services, we can have a lot of. Right now, I'm okay.
Lot of Rahul.
Hello.
Rahul, I'm not getting. So you were saying something lot of you heard the term. What was that?
Okay, okay. I'm okay with you right now actually.
Oh, okay, fine. So yeah, good.
Yeah.
Okay. So you are clear, right? So why you are using only particular this MuleSoft? Why you are not other ESBs we are not preferring? So then next one is what was the
Yeah,
current
yeah.
web service trending? Why we are people preferring this type of web services? So because so in future also most of the projects are integration only. So if you see uh, any company, if you take any company, they have multiple projects, right? They have multiple products are there. So they are trying to integrate one system to another system. Like so, if you take any company, so they have application like a HR applications, right? HR applications like financial application. So then HR services, then some products are there. So they whatever the products, they are trying to integrate all the systems. They're trying to integrate all the system. I will give one scenario. Scenario is like so suppose generally suppose we are any issue happened in the Airtel. Suppose we are using Airtel operator. Okay. Um, any issue happened, what we'll do? We'll raise a query, right? We'll call to customer care. Okay. We'll call to customer care. We'll raise a query. Okay. So then somebody will somebody the ticket assigned to somebody. So then that guy will call us. Will rectify. These things happen, right? Suppose my scenario is I want to do everything is automation. I don't want to manual interaction actually. Generally what happen, whenever you raise the ticket, right, there is a person is there. So that person will take the input, then he will keep it a priority and all. So then it will assign to somebody else. So that guy will again call to you. So he will get to know more technical things. So then he will resolve it accordingly. So there's a manual interaction, right? So not only this, if you go some, if you take some any organization, in the organization some thousand computers are there. So any issue happened and suppose suddenly one system got compromised, means malware got affected. So the time what happened, that whoever the technical guy, so that IT guy will come, so he will resolve it. He should resolve it, right? So these things happen. So but I don't want to do any manual interaction. I want to do anything, everything is automation. So automation means uh, it's kind of robotic. So whenever issue happened in the system should raise a alarm. Boss, I got some issue. So whenever that fire alarm got, right, that alarm got, so that can able to create the ticket. There is no manual interaction that can able to create the ticket. So that will interact to the middleware will create the ticket, so that will assign to somebody else. So anyway, that ticket resolving is manual only. So remaining all things, whatever the workflow, right, once you will, it will create the ticket, it will alert to somebody else. So then that guy will assign, then he will react it, he will work on it, he will resolve it. So remaining part, it's kind of workflow, right? We can implement this type of scenarios in the middleware actually, because suppose in the server room we have a 10, 10 servers are there. So any issue happened in the particular server, so that that alarm should ring actually. So based on that alarm, so it will create the ticket automatically. Okay, so it will, based on the ticket, it will assign to somebody else. That is also automation. So then that guy will come into the picture, he will work on it, he will resolve it. Once he resolve it, so that response should come back to the that particular tool. So these kind of all things we can do in the middleware actually. Why you are preferring in the middleware here? So why don't you communicate directly, one-to-one communication kind of thing? So there is a problem with one-to-one communication. So when you are doing any network issues or else any bandwidth issues happen, you can't able to communicate to the that direct that server guy, the target system actually. But in case of middleware, if you use any middleware, what happened? Suppose that server down also, it will clearly intimate us, boss, because we are working on the middleware, right? So that's why whenever anything happens, suppose we are getting 500 status code, we'll send back clear error message, boss. This particular time this server is down. So whenever that server is working, that time we can able to communicate. The type of clear message will give it actually, or else we can do other way. So we have a queuing mechanisms, right? So we can hold that message, whatever the message we are getting from the source system, we can hold into the queuing mechanism. Whenever server got up, right, so we'll pull the message from the queuing mechanism, we'll push it to the server guy, the target system guy. So that way you can achieve whole things in the middleware. Okay, so like that we have so many scenarios actually, so many scenarios. Like if you take these we are booking some cabs like Ola, Uber. So these are all using MuleSoft only. So big companies also preferring MuleSoft. So in the middleware technology. Uh, so if you see that Uber or else Ola, so when you create a ride, right, what happened? It will hit the middleware. From the middleware, it will hit to the target system. It will respond back accordingly. Okay. So that is the thing. So coming to Anypoint Studio. So this is the studio for using for writing the code, implementation part and all done using this Anypoint Studio. It's like a Eclipse only. So top of the Eclipse they added new things. Whatever the shortcuts will use in Eclipse, same shortcuts. So here also we can use it. Okay. So it's like a Eclipse only. If you are familiar with Eclipse, you can easily play with this Anypoint Studio. Okay. So see this here in Eclipse also will get console, right? Here also console is there. So here also package explorer is there. It's a project. Okay. You can keep it a project here. So next one is extra thing is here. There is a palette here. In the palette we have all the components are there. Whatever the, based on your logic, you can drag and drop these components into the this what we call this in this middle. So we can drag and drop here. So in this we have we can say it's a canvas actually. In the canvas we have three parts again. So this is a message flow design we use there. Next one is global elements. Next one is configuration XML. This configuration XML is, so whenever you drag and drop that component into the canvas, so whenever you drag and drop that component into the canvas, automatically what happen? It will internally it will generate the XML. So if you are familiar with XML, so no need to do drag and drop. So you can type directly here. It will give the suggestions also. Whatever you want to do, just it will give suggestions also. You can choose it. You can work it actually. But initial time you can prefer this drag and drop. So once you familiar with MuleSoft, then you can work drag and drop also. Sorry, you can implement XML also directly. So why I am saying here, suppose you are using Anypoint Studio, then well and good. So there is a drag and drop is there, we just drag and drop, we work on it accordingly. But think like this, there is other IDEs. There is a IntelliJ, one of the IDEs there, most of the client will use on outside foreign countries. IntelliJ, INTELLIG. So IntelliJ, using this IntelliJ IDE, there is no drag and drop feature actually. You should write the code in the XML, in the XML. So that time what happen, if you are familiar with this type of if you are habituated this type of drag and drop, you will face the problems if you use other IDEs. Okay, so if you are using any point studio, then fine, we have a drag and drop feature. If you are using any other IDEs, right, like IntelliJ, then that time what we need to do, we have to type the code in XML itself. So sorry, so that's why when
And
you when yeah, tell me, have any question?
is Java is managed in this actually?
Actually, it's not only collections is required. Collections is enough if you are familiar with the collections concept. Because why? Because collections, I'm saying, we are playing with data, right? So we are getting a data in the form of buffer input stream. We have to convert into map. We have to convert into list. Okay. In the map, we have to get the element from particular key. If you pass a key, we'll get the value. That type of
Yes.
data conversion, right? If you're aware this data conversion, that's fine actually. That's what I'm saying. Just brush up that collection concept, or else whenever it's required, I will explain you clearly. I will compare with Java and MuleSoft, then I will explain you. So meanwhile, if you get a chance, if you get a time, just learn Java. I mean this especially in collections. There is a website called Java Tea Point. Just go through it. It's a simply you can simply learn this concept. They will give with examples also clearly. So see this. This is a Java Tea Point. Just go through it. So you can with examples he will explain clearly. You can easily learn actually. Okay, now if you want to learn, you can learn it. Okay, so this is the thing. So this is a package explorer, this is a palette, this is a console. Coming to here in the console, one more part. This is a design, this is a XML part, XML view. Next one is global elements. Global elements is something like it's kind of singleton actually. Singleton means once you create, multiple times you will use it, right? You people heard this terminology, right? Singleton. See, whenever you don't know the terminology, what I'm speaking, just let me know, so I will explain you. Okay, so here suppose think like this. My scenario is I want to connect the database, right? So then I have to pull the records. So generally people how will do, they will create a once connection object, they will create multiple times, they will use it, right? Or else whenever I want, I have to write the code, then I have to create the connection every time. So that's not make sense, right? Once you will create it, several times we'll use it because it's a single time you have to write it, multiple times you have to use it actually. That type of things we'll do while doing coding, right? So why unnecessarily duplicates will come. So we have to avoid that type of duplicates. So for that, there is a global element concept is there. In the global elements, we'll define once. So then whenever you want, we'll call it, we'll use it actually. What I'm saying here, there is a configuration. So that configuration, database configuration will do only once. So whenever you require, just call that configuration. That's it. So like that. So this is the use of global elements. Whatever the commonly used things, we'll keep it into the global elements. So then we'll use it whenever you require. We'll use that things. Is it clear? So that is a global elements. Next one is configuration XML and message flow. So this one is we can do debug mode, we can do debug actually. How will we work with Java? Similar manner we can work here also. So that is the thing. So tomorrow we'll start directly. How will start flow? What is meant by flow? What is meant by message process? Okay, how it will communicate one component with the another component. We will create one basic flow. So then I will explain you. Okay now. So as of until, do you have any questions?
No, we don't have any questions in our
Okay,
part.
so yeah. So same time we'll join tomorrow. So 6:30 to 7:30. Then same URL you can use for joining. Okay, so
Okay.
that's a thing. So if you people got a project, okay, certainly if you want to start that, just let me know. So in which area you are going to work on that? Like means what was the integration it is? It is the integration between sales. It is the integration between CRM application into other application, or else Java to some other application, or else Fusion, or else whatever the integration it is. Just let me know. We'll concentrate on first because you people have to start coding on that, right? So wherever you require, just call me and let me know. I will give the POCs. Okay, we'll work on accordingly. If suddenly project start, okay, or else we'll go based on the topics, based on our syllabus. We'll go step by step. Okay, we'll go accordingly. So if suddenly we got the project, just let me know uh, what was the integration it is. Either it is a like CRM application integration, or else SAP, or else Hadoop system, HBase, or else any database. So first we'll concentrate on that because you have to start the code. Is it clear, right?
No, before getting a project, when you hello.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me.
So before getting a project, so we need to clear the interview first actually. So the clients are taking interview in my end actually.
Okay,
So we need to
fine.
clear the interview.
Okay, okay, fine. So I will share some of the interview questions also. Okay, no? Whenever you have an interview, just let me know before 2 days. Okay, before one day. Anyway, we'll know, right? So just
Yes,
I
sir.
will give high level overview. I mean end to end. So then I will give some of the
Yeah, yeah.
interview questions also. In which because in which area they are going to ask the questions. Okay, so then mostly your manager and all knows what was the integration it is, what was the integration between the systems, right? So
Yes.
that way I will explain you that scenario. I will explain you. I will give one or two scenarios also, so you can explain that scenario also to client. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay then. So I will share this recording. So once I got the link, so then I will share the recording. Okay.
Fine.
Okay. See you then. Bye.